It's your boy Between the Game Sports. My favorite time of the year is here. It is high school basketball season. I've been telling y'all that basketball is my sport, but I had to bring in some big gunners. We're going to talk about Texas high school basketball. We're going to bring up Mr. Doug Jones. What's up, Doug?
What's going on, bro?
What's the word?
Man, excited for this new season, man.
Yeah.
Seems like yesterday we was at the Alamo Dome finishing the season, but now it's go time again, man.
Yeah, and it's still weird to me. Like the state championship game is in the Alamo Dome now. Like
Yeah.
back in the day, he was trying to get to Austin. That's all else feels. He was trying to get to Austin. And it's just it feels weird as hell.
Yeah, it's definitely different. Like growing up, I put out the Lincoln. That's all we knew was just going to Austin. Like, man, we trying to get to the drum, but now you trying to get to the Alamo Dome. So
yeah. I mean, shit, that's kind of like football. It used to be like getting to the Astrodome
Yeah.
for playoffs, and then you go. Now it's way in Jerry's world. But yeah, man. Let's just right into it. I mean, we got a bunch of teams that, Houston is trying to get back on track as far as being in the eyes of the country as being a good basketball city. Dallas is definitely dominating this. For probably the last 4 or 5 years, Dallas has just kind of completely destroyed Houston and everything that we're trying to do down there. So
yeah, it's been rough, man. I mean, like Dallas has had a good run. Especially last year. We had so many McDonald's All-Americans, man. It was insane. And plus you had Duncanville, which is like one of the best teams in the country. So
in the country, yeah. I want to say Max Preps or somebody had them as number one. They finished number one in the country last year. Yeah. I want to say Max Preps. So that Duncanville situation is a whole nother story.
Yeah.
A whole story. Appreciate the folks y'all coming in, man. Y'all make sure y'all say something as we are rocking. Aaron Sanders says, man, I was hoping you did the JSU girls do all game line. No, man. I didn't even know they was on. Didn't know they was on, but maybe we could get another chance.
Them girls tough, man.
Yeah, they are. They getting it done. I was looking at the Jackson State schedule the other day. They boys only probably play on TV maybe twice, I think.
Oh, for real?
Maybe twice. So Texas Southern on there, though, for sure. And the Lumberjacks on TV like all the damn time. They on the night, matter of fact. But a couple of teams that probably, kind of caught my eye. And I guess I want to start with Clemens. Clemens finished, I think they had a state semifinal finish last year or something like that. And the folks who don't know,
regional semifinals.
Regional semifinals. Fort Bend, Clemens. It's basically Houston. Let's say 30 minutes outside of Houston, 45 minutes outside of Houston. So Clemens, man, what's your thoughts on that group right there?
Man, that team could get to San Antonio this year. They led by Divine Ugochukwu, who's one of the top juniors in the state. About 6'4", tough, mean, can score it. Long, and they have a 7-footer now. I can't. I don't want to butcher the kid's name, so hold on. I don't do that. So yeah, he got a 7-footer there now, and he. I remember his name, but yeah, they got a rim protector now. So and they got good guards. Chooks Egbo, who can shoot it. Good point guard named Bryson Matthews. So they have everything you need to get to San Antonio for sure.
Yeah, you gotta have somebody that can rim protect at all times because we got the drive game is still pretty much it's very, very heavy. It's either drive or shooting threes. You really ever see the mid-range game out in the world, especially in high school basketball. So you got to have a rim protector. Then you got to have two guards, basically, that can handle the ball at all times because, again, it's so weird how much the game has changed as far as I remember when you pass, you cut, you go screen away. Now everybody's running this wide open action, dribble, try to get to the cup, kick out. Same thing, dribble, trying to get the cup, kick out. I'm like, man, but whatever his name is, I'm not gonna try to pronounce his name. I saw him. What was his name? Ucho something.
Divine.
Divine, yeah. So, Clemens, man, and they always just kind of seem to kind of find. Even when I was in school, they had Kendrick Davis, who I think he led the state in scoring. He might have led the country in scoring. But they always just find one or two guys that can kind of put it together, and the rest of the team is pretty solid. And I mean, I guess we can stay out in that area. And the biggest, missing piece of this team, he transferred. I forgot what I want to say IMG, but Chris Johnson Chris Johnson was it IMG?
Chris Johnson, Mount Verde.
Mount Verde. Okay, so Fort Bend Elkins is a team who still got a little something, but they basically lost their McDonald's All-American, and I said it probably about 2 years ago when I saw him as a sophomore. I was like, man, I think the dude got a chance. But Fort Bend Elkins, right out there with Clemens, what are they working with over there?
Of course, they lost Chris Johnson, but they still have some solid pieces. I think they're the backcourt of Todd Woods, and Charlie Redo, who can really shoot it. I think they'll be able to handle the backcourt situation. They also have Jacoby Osborne, who's one of the most talented kids that you'll find in the Houston area. Like, he's tough, rugged, athletic, just get stuff done. So, I mean, they did lose Chris Johnson, but they still gonna be a tough out come playoff time. That district's gonna be really good this year, man.
Tough getting out of there. You guys ain't even talked about Marshall yet. Yeah, they deep out of there. They deep. And speaking of Jacoby Osborne, remember we saw him when he was going into his 9th grade year. At the middle school championship. It was like, oh my God, this kid, who was this kid? And sure enough, I haven't seen him maybe about once since then, especially since I live out here in Dallas. But I wonder how has his game grown. I know he's always been athletic.
He's added a bunch of different facets to his game, man. He shoots the mid-range now, handle it a little bit. Like you said, he's always been athletic, and he plays so hard. So, like, the kid really gets it done. He's so competitive and don't want to lose. So, and I saw him at the Super 16, and he was one of the best players in the event. So, They really looking up at Elkins right now.
Okay. Well, for folks who don't know, this is Doug Jones with Rcssports. We're going over Texas high school basketball, and I mean, I think y'all just did the rankings for this class. Where does he fall in as far as in the Greater Houston area?
I didn't know he's top 15 for sure. I don't have it in front of me, but he's top 15 for sure. Like, the kid. He's going to get a lot of D1 attention just based off his ability and how skillful he is. So I'm pulling it up right now.
I just pulled it up. You got him at 8.
At 8, yeah. So top 10.
Top 10. That's where you want to be, man. That's where you want to be with some. You're not hunted. You're not the main hunted, but you are somewhat of a hunter. So get ready to go into your senior year. Again, it's wide open for him to be the man with Chris Johnson being gone. But I haven't seen his game in a couple of years. I think
he's going to average the double-double this year, honestly. I can see him averaging a double-double easy.
Yeah, just pure grit, pure hustle.
Yeah.
That's 5-6 rebounds right there, off the rip. And then on the defensive side, you get lucky here and there, get you 2 rebounds. That's 8. That's 8
right there.
That's 8 easily. And so, man, we might as well stick with that Fort Bend area. We ain't talked about Mr. Jaland Lowe, young man who he's been around basketball probably since he's born. And his father, Marlon Lowe, coached with the Houston Hoops for a while, started his own group, Texas Pro, and Jalen played with Houston Hoops. 17 had a really good EYBL session, from what I've heard. Just committed to Pittsburgh. So what's that? Big East still, I think.
Nah, ACC.
Damn, when the hell did that happen? Shit. I've been out of whack, man. ACC. So Mr. Lowe, man. Crafty lefty. Don't look like he moving fast, but he's it's just crafty, man. So his team at Fort Bend Marshall, I think they got a chance. What is it, 5A? They can probably be representing Houston in that 5A.
I think they're the favorite to get out of Houston in 5A when you got – I think Jaland Lowe is one of the best point guards in the country. Like, the kid just gets it done. Mm-hmm. He can score. He can facilitate. He's crafty. He knows how to play the game. So, and then they also have a kid that's going to help them out. What's my guy's name? Hold on, Chris Catchings, 6'4", strong body, plays like the 2 and the 3. So those two, and with Beaumont United moving up to 6A, they kind of like open the door a lot for other teams in 5A to get to San Antonio. So.
Once Beaumont United, they basically combined those schools, and they had the stronghold on the state championship the last 2 years. They got a lot of their main guys now at U of H. I think I just saw him get an NIL deal, so salute to him. I can't think
he been getting a couple of NIL deals. He been getting it done.
What's that young man name? Because
Terrence Arsenault.
Terrence Arsenault, yeah, and Terrence Arsenault he was a big time player, make big time plays, and the biggest games there was like all the time, all the time. And, those are 3 teams right there that will be playing in the season opener. Again, Texas high school basketball begins Friday. Season opener has been going on. I can't even call it
for years,
and it's one of the best events in the country, if not the best event for opening night. You'll get a little bit of everything. You're gonna have 2 or 3 Division I signees on almost every single team, or potential Division I signee on almost every single team. So if you're in the Houston area, M.O. Campbell, right off 45 in the Beltway, get there Friday and Saturday. You got 12 games maybe?
It is 12 games. Yep.
12 games, man. So,
4 Friday, 8 Saturday, man. All day.
All day. I love that event, man, because so many teams come out with that energy. Everybody's 0-0.
Yeah.
And you got that, that fervor and all this other stuff, hypeness, and they're boys trying to show out who can't dunk in the warm-up. They trying to dunk, and they waving to the crowd and all this other stuff. Of course, playing the early games are tough, but
then the Campbell Center with the bright lights and the big arena, man, they give it a whole different feel. It feel like a big time event, man, which it is.
Vibe, man. I remember because that's my home district. We used to play in that mug, man. I hated playing in the Campbell Center for one, but just the rims, and now they got better rims, but the rims back then were just so tight because we hardly ever used it.
Yeah.
But I remember we played Elkins, matter of fact, and that mug was, top to bottom, standing room only.
Yeah, bro.
When it's packed like that and everybody, oh my goodness, ain't much like it. So y'all make sure y'all get down there Friday and Saturday and enjoy that thing. And I guess we can speak about another team that's playing in that and now in that district, I guess rival partner with that district, Spring Westfield, and I forgot the young man's name that used to be there. I don't think he's there anymore.
Yeah, Pipkins, Zion Pipkins.
Zion Pipkins.
He left to go to Oak Hill, so they left a big hole in their team. Bro, that kid was solidified the best player in the 2024 class, and it honestly wasn't even close when he was in Houston. So he moved to Westfield. And so now they're going to depend on a couple of young guys. Kid I really like at Westfield is a point guard named Debrion Broomfield. He's a junior. Just solid, man. Little undersized, probably like 5'9", but he get it done though. Like he tough as nails. Man. And that's who I'm really high on their team. And they also have a big kid. Name, give me 1 second. Jeremiah Cooper, 6'7".
Okay.
Sophomore. So
they got
some talent left, but that Zion Pipkin was a different animal.
But we knew off the first game we saw him play. The very first game, it was like, ooh, like folks was trying to find his name. Like, okay, who was this kid? Off the rip, and y'all got my young fella on there, man. I used to teach this kid when he was in 4th grade, named Jordan Francis, man. And it's weird. Yeah. It's weird seeing him. He's a sophomore now, and I saw him at Hicks Camp during during the summer, man. So he done got a little taller. He's a lefty. He can play, ambidextrous, play with his right hand, decent. Hopefully he's got a little stronger and he's got a little quicker. That's probably his biggest issue. Probably gonna be to adjust to the varsity speed of things. I think that's
they also have one of the best coaches in Houston, and Bill Goffney. Like Goffney can really coach. Like he always have his team 2-3 rounds deep in the playoffs. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna have those guys ready to play. And I'm pretty sure he didn't want to lose Zion, but I'm pretty sure he has a plan in place.
Yeah, nobody wants to lose. Nowadays, head coaches, you really have to kind of plan for that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like, you have to kind of see it. You can't be blindsided by it no more. And shout out to my guy Hope Jordan in the building. King Los is in the building. What's up? What's up? PV Grad is in the building. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he probably got his PV hat on. He might be at work. So he was distraught. He called me. He either called me or texted me that game when old boy dropped that ball.
Bro,
in overtime.
I sat here with my hands on my head like this for like 5 minutes when he dropped that pass, bro. I was sick.
Oh my God. I ain't even got my camera up there. Yeah. That kid was so open, he could have ran all the way to the game 6 of the Astros.
Bro, he could have ran to the Baby Dome, bro. Like he was right there. Man. That's when you know it's not your night.
That's tough. Yeah. And PV struggled. They should have put him away. Speaking of PV, man, what a great segue. We can go to Houston, the Booker T. Washington. It's funny to say Houston, Washington. I'm in Booker T. Washington.
Yeah.
They just had a kid commit to Prairie View, I believe. What is his name? Is it
Kenneth Lewis?
Kenneth Lewis just committed to Prairie View. They have a very, very talented group. They're in 4A. I wouldn't be surprised if they make a run, to the state.
Yeah. They were a game away last year. They just ran into them dudes from Silsby, but Kenneth Lewis, man, he's super talented. 6'6", can shoot it, athletic, long. They have Chris McDermott, 6'7", in the middle. Point guard named Otis Carter that just came over from C.E. King. Washington loaded, bro. They loaded. I think it's going to come down to them and Silsby again to see who gets to San Antonio. So,
Silsby tough, man. Silsby's on a really, really good run over probably the last 5 or 6 years as far as basketball wise. And then, they got the kid that it's again, man. For folks who don't know, man, everybody think I'm a football guy. I'm a basketball dude, to the day I die. And I train kids, this and that, and now they're getting older. I used to train this kid when he was a pup, man. His dad used to bring him up all the time, and he was always, kind of more advanced. But Mr. Andre Walker, he was their starting point guard. Yeah, I used to train that kid.
Really? He's on the football field, right?
Yeah, he's a football field. Yeah, football player too. But here's their little engine that makes them go a little bit. So, and he's tough. Again, he plays football, so he's tough. His daddy's big, strong dude, athletic director of HISD. And so you get him back. So Booker T. Washington, if y'all get off to a slow start, I wouldn't trip too much.
I think the Otis Carter addition is going to help that situation. Like, I don't think they're going to get off to as slow a start as they would without Otis Carter. Like, Otis Carter can really play. And so him coming in while Andre's still on the football field is going to help Booker T a lot, man. Plus, they had a little young sophomore in the middle named Samuel Johnson, too. So they got some talent at Washington, bro. They just got to get over there. They just got to go get over that Silsby hump, man.
That Silsby hump is tough, man. Again, appreciate y'all coming in. As y'all come in, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. We are discussing Texas high school basketball. If y'all got any questions, make sure y'all put it in the comments. This is Doug Jones of Rcssports. I need to put your Twitter account up there, handle up in the comments. And then I guess we can talk about the team that they're going to play in the season opener. Again, y'all make sure y'all get the season opener. You got Dallas Faith family, who I saw their girls last night. They was playing against JP2 out here in Dallas. Mm-hmm. The girls team was not bad. They got like seven girls. Really, they got 8. They really got 7, but they got some twins that can handle the ball, this and that. But Dallas Faith family, came to the Campbell Center last year, was just big across the board. I mean, it might have been one of the biggest high school teams I've seen in probably about the last 7 years. So they're back. I know they got to replace some guys, but Dallas Fate family, I'm sure they're still going to be. I want to say they're still ranked number 1 in the state as far as
they are
4A. So you lose some people, and you still rank number 1 in the state,
bro. And they're still big. Like, they didn't lose any of their bigs last year. They just lost all their guards. But they still have Jaden Toppin, who's 6'8". They still have Dorian Onwuchukwu, who's 6'11". So, like, them dudes huge, man. Them dudes are huge, bro. I saw them at the TABC event in June, and they were kind of sketchy with the guard play. So that's gonna be interesting to see how they progress since June. But size wise, nobody in 4A, nobody in the state can match up with them dudes size wise. Corey Willis is correct. Carter is going to be very good.
Dallas Carter. I need to get out to a game. I need to email their coaches so I can get to a game.
Nah, they coach my dude, man. Just let me know. That's my guy. That's easy work.
Okay, yeah, I definitely get to one of those games.
Dallas Carter gonna be good.
I'm about 25 minutes from downtown Dallas, so it ain't that bad. It's pretty much the same as driving from the Woodlands to downtown Houston, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm right by Allen, which I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do a couple of film. I'm gonna film a couple of their games. The coach used to be at SFA doing camps.
They coming down here next week for the Texas Invitational.
Yeah, Allen and then put in some work and found them ways to become a basketball school, kind of a basketball school, trying to be. But man, they campus is one of the most.
Bro, they got 6,000 people go to this school. They gotta have somebody that can hoop over there.
Ever seen? That campus is unbelievably beautiful. I mean, oh my God! But
I've never seen it before.
It's beautiful. We talked about a lot of the Houston schools. I guess we can kind of venture on out and and get to the greater Houston area. We spoke about Silsbee, and then we can kind of come back to them. But the two-time defending state champion who's moved up to 6A, which is that's tough. Gonna be tough. But Beaumont United, they're bringing a very, very key piece back. Been on varsity 4 years. I think he signed with the University of Washington.
Yeah.
Wesley Yates III, as I think they call him third, or something like that. So Wesley Yates, he can fill it up. And he plays tough, he plays hard, but he can definitely fill it up. And he has not made a shot he don't like. So Beaumont United,
absolutely not.
Beaumont United lost Terrence Arsenault, but I believe somehow, some way reload, I guess.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize how big a loss Terrence Arsenault would be, just based off like the clutch moments, the tough buckets and stuff like that. But I mean, when you have a guy like Wesley Yates who can go out and get 30 when he rolls out the bed, that's gonna help out a lot.
Yeah.
Committed to the University of Washington, but he's not alone, man. They got two guys that's also back-to-back state champions as a freshman and a sophomore, Cade Dotson and Clarence Paye. So those guys have big game experience. Both of them started last year and got significant playing time as freshmen. So, they're my 1A, 1B pick to get to state out of Houston in 6A this year. I really like Seven Lakes though, but
I don't know much about Seven Lakes. I know they got a couple of guys over there. I don't know much about Seven Lakes. I don't even know what Seven Lakes is at. That's how out of touch I am with Seven Lakes, man. I've heard of it for years. I don't even know where it's at.
Man, it's a nice. Just know it's one of them affluent campuses in Katy, bro. That's all you gotta know about that.
Everything about Katy is affluent.
Man, that thing tough out there, bro.
So tough, and so I just that move, and again, sometimes it's not that much of a difference from 5A to 6A, in my opinion. But just kind of trying to find their way through things, and I think they got a tough non-district schedule for
they
Beaumont
actually play
United.
Booker T. They actually play Booker T. Washington, South Falls. They play Silsbee. They play Zachary out of Louisiana, which is one of the top teams in Louisiana, and they going to Glenn's event in Utah.
Yeah, I thought I
So
saw that.
they got a really tough schedule. Oh, they also play Fort Bend Marshall too at the Texas Jamboree.
Ooh, I know they can be going at it.
Yeah, yeah.
Jaland
Jaland and Wesley, yeah.
Wesley, and that AAU still gonna try to come through there and all that other stuff, man. That's honestly, man. I'm so glad I'm kind of out here now because I don't get to see all the illness that I used to see as far as the AAU stuff and the coaches and the fake love and
it gets so sickening, bro.
I'm so glad. I'm pretty sure it's like that out here, but I don't know enough people out here, so
yeah.
I don't get to see. I don't miss that at all, man. Just I'll be sitting in the corner just laughing, like, look at these dudes.
Yeah.
Man. Look at them. Somebody some way gonna try to find their way to the court. Ain't got no business being there in a media row.
Of course.
Hoop Jargon says Kinfolk charged him up about that. About the drop pass. America's Pastor Travels always come through. Appreciate you. Yeah, smash that like button, man. Y'all hit that like button. We are with Doug Jones of Rcssports. Season opener high school basketball begins Friday night, and I won't be there. But I might be at something. I think Sloan got an event up here. Actually,
he got
at JP2,
one.
which is like 10 minutes from me. I might go over there.
Oh man, you gotta slide through that thing.
I might go over there.
And then Duncanville have a big one Saturday too.
Saturday. No, I ain't gonna be available Saturday. We got the Memorial thing. Yeah, not gonna be available Saturday. And, but yeah, man. The next team, I guess, like I said, we talked about them. They've been on a pretty good run for the past 5 or 6 years or so. Silsbee got a young man by the name of Jared Harris, which we saw going into his 9th grade year at the middle school championships, and we like, man, that he's a dog, and his AAU coach is saying he's the best he's the best in the country. Other folks are saying otherwise, but don't get it twisted. This young man, Jared Harris, can fill it up. He can play. He's athletic, long arms, if I remember correctly. So Silsbee, is it Silsbee Tigers?
Yeah,
Silsbee Tigers.
Jared Harris reminds me of a 6'4" version of Brandon Ingram, just by his way he plays, mannerisms and everything. Kid can play, man. Now, what his AAU coach do, that's a whole other thing. But I mean, that's not taken away from the kid, though, man. The kid is supremely talented. He's a high major guard. Then once football season ends, you're gonna get that monster back, Jaland Miller.
Jaland.
They're expected to make a deep run into the playoffs, though. Like a lot of people have them either winning state or losing in the state championship game. So they're expected to make a deep run, but he's tough, man. Like he can score 30, 40, you know what I'm saying, all on layups and free throws. Like you're not gonna stop him from getting to the cup. I also have a couple of guys, LaMarcus Botley, on the football field. Like majority of the guys are gonna be on the football field.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
but
while.
Once they get back, good luck.
That's always been the case with Silsbee, man. But again, for folks who don't know, Silsbee is what, 45 minutes outside of Houston, maybe 50, something like that. But like out there, literally, man, they got nothing else to do. They either hoop or play football, right?
It's just like out here in Port Arthur, man. You either go hoop, play football, and nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do.
If you're trying to make it out.
Yeah, you better get out of there, man.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong. Again, same thing with Houston folks. Now, we used to tell kids all the time, man. Yes, man, Houston love it, but man, leave, go to experience. You can always come back to it. And what's up? B Ward is in the building. What up, B Ward? Appreciate you coming through. But yeah, man, Silsbee, I think that coach, I forgot his name. Good Lord, man.
Coach Sigler.
I done moved away and forgot everybody's name. He does great with it, what his group does. Like whatever he gets, he makes it work. And I can actually segue that over to another coach who, I mean, what is it? 5 years ago, he had a little bit of everything. He had a point guard that could fill it up. He had a big man that can do a little something in the last couple of years, he's had nothing but shooters. Everybody's under 6'4". I'm talking about Coach Martinez over at Atascocita High School. I mean, what he does with his program, especially these last couple of years, he had a guy by the name of Carson Edwards, who some of y'all might know, played in the NBA for a little bit, been in the G League for a while, but he averages like 35 in the G League. He had Fabian
White.
Fabian White, who's at U of A. Is Fabian still there?
Nah, Fabian's overseas now.
Okay, so Fabian's gone. But, that group went like 38-0, got a state championship game and got, ran through. But somehow, some way, this dude, Coach Martinez, and the guys that they get, they better play harder. You're not going to play. But Coach Martinez and Atascocita, what it's looking like, I'm pretty sure it's probably the same thing.
The same thing, man. Them kids buy in, gonna play hard, shoot the laces off the ball, take charges. Like we were at the Super 16 and I was sitting next to Coach Martinez because they couldn't coach, and them dudes took 9 charges in the first half. And so I say, Coach Martinez, do you do charge drills? He's like, no, they just know if you don't take charge, you're not gonna play for me.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it translates on the floor, but yeah, man, they're going to be a tough out. That district with them, Beaumont United, Summer Creek, Seed King, it's going to be nuts. Like, somebody good's not going to make the playoffs.
Somebody good that's not going to make that. Is it top 4 now?
Yes, top 4.
Top 4.
So you have Atascocita, Beaumont United. Beaumont Westbrook's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, they got
Seed King and Summer Creek. Like, somebody's not going to make the playoffs.
Somebody going to be sick, man. Somebody is sick.
Like, we got 20 wins and we at the crib. Like, that's going to be crazy.
That's not how it's supposed to go, man. But, sometimes it happens like that. But, yeah, man, Coach Martinez, I think he's one of the best coaches in the state, if not the country. And, again, we seen what he did when he had those guys of higher caliber and got into the state championship.
The fact that he had a 20-point lead on Duncanville in the state championship game. State tournament.
Yeah.
Then the talent level kind of took over, and you know what I'm saying? But the fact that he was able to build a 20-point lead on them dudes says everything you need to know about them, man.
Yeah. My goodness, man. I forgot about that. And then they just went cold in Duncanville.
They just went cold, man. They couldn't buy a bucket, and Duncanville just turned it up another level defensively, but like for a half, the Alamo Dome was shook, bro. Like, it was shook in there, man.
I'm probably making the state tournament this year, man. I ain't been in a while. I'm probably making it this year, man.
You gotta come all Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You gotta be there, bro.
I told myself when I decided, this season I was gonna be in the gym more than I've ever been. Especially I'm trying to kick this media stuff off and all this other stuff and working my way with some of these coaches. And they're going to let me do some highlights and all this other crap. But as far as just being in gyms, being in the state tournament, I'm more than likely going to be there. Trying to get to the Super Bowl. But that's that.
Super Bowl is here?
I want to say Arizona.
Yeah,
I want to say Arizona.
Our Patriots won't be there, so it don't even matter.
hey, man, Bill Belichick, they didn't kind of they snuck a couple of wins in there this last couple of weeks. So.
Oh, yeah, because our defense been playing really solid. Offensively, oh my God.
Yeah, it's elite.
I don't even want to talk about it.
It's elite. And and I guess we're gonna have a new state champion this year, as we talked about Duncanville and folks who
they still in the playoffs.
They still can go? Or maybe it's just the girls. This is just the girls.
Yeah, it's just the girls. PV suspended, but they can actually still go to the playoffs.
Okay, so Duncanville still loaded.
Bro, with a chip on their shoulder now.
Still loaded. So
with a whole different chip on their shoulder now, too. Like, they got supreme motivation. Like, bro, they tried to take this from us. So,
that's tough, man. You know what's crazy, man? The day of the news came out, and I'm sitting here emailing coaches. Right? I think I had just emailed Allen's coach or texted him or something like that. And I'm like, dude, what am I doing, man? Peavy was my college coach. Like, man, let me hit him up. I hit Peavy up, no reply. He usually hit me back, no reply. Yeah. And then about 3 hours later, that news came out. I was like, oh, that's why. Oh, that's why. I was like, all right, man. But it's man, Duncanville.
I gotta hook you up with Coach Ford, man. Coach Ford is the interim coach over there now. So
okay, cool. Yeah, I've seen him. Is this son still? That's son graduated, right?
Nah, it's son at Northern Colorado.
Northern Colorado, yeah.
Or Northern Arizona, one of the two.
Yeah, and then the light skinned kid is at one of them schools like that.
Yeah, light skin is at Texas State.
Texas State, coach. So you got damn, I almost say Chris McDermott. That's not that boy's name. Kind of the same bill, but he's nationally ranked. What's the young man's name?
Ron Holland.
Ron Holland is back. He's a 4-year letterman, 3 state championships.
3 state championships.
3 state champions. So he has a chance to go down as one of the most decorated high school athletes ever.
Sloan said that on Twitter the other day.
Really? Wow.
Like,
wow. You know, I don't be on Twitter like that. That's crazy.
4 state championships. He's won 2 gold medals, I think, and some other accolades. Yeah, so he definitely has a chance to go down as the most decorated player in Texas history.
God Lord, that's tough.
And committed to Texas the other day.
Oh, salute to him, man. Shout out to the Longhorn. I know my guy Hoop Jargon don't love that. Big UT fan outside of Prairie View. They got the kid that's transferred in about 6'4", 6'5". I want to say
KJ Lewis.
Is it Colorado commit?
KJ Lewis. I don't know what KJ's going. I don't think he's going to Colorado though.
No. Maybe I made that up in my head and had a young man.
KJ Lewis is committed to somewhere. Let me see. But yeah, man, you know, Duncanville gonna be loaded.
Yeah, always, man. Always,
he's committed to Arizona.
Arizona, okay, gotcha. I knew it was somewhere out there. That's same thing. My book.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got the other young man that hit a bunch of big shots for them. He's an Eric. Was it Eric?
Yeah. Eric. What's Eric's name? The one that hit the big shots against Mount Verde.
Yeah. He can shoot it. He can shoot it. He's gotten better at ball handling.
They got a young fella on their team. He's a sophomore this year. They call him Bug, Caden something. Got dreads. He gonna be pretty good too. Them dudes loaded, man. Like,
man, I think Slim is still there too. The big 6'9", 6'10", somewhere just low. He's gotten better. Yeah. He's gotten better and better. So don't count Duncanville out. Yeah, PV is on suspension and things like that, but don't count them out, man. The culture is implemented there. So them dudes still gonna play hard. They still have a tough non-conference schedule.
Man.
All across the country. I mean,
all across. They even going to the Bahamas, bro.
What a time to be a Duncanville Panther.
Bro, come on, man.
You can go back. You can live 20 years from now. You probably will not have a better life than you are right now if you're a Duncanville boys basketball player. And, man, you know what's crazy? As much of a Houston guy that I am, and I think me and my guy Hoop Jargon talked about this the other day, and we just kind of had to come to terms with it. And I've come to terms with it probably over the last 4 years, and then the last year and a half that I've been living here. Dallas is just better at basketball than Houston.
I agree. I think it comes in waves, but right now, it's not even. I think it's because like them Dallas dudes tougher, man. Like them dudes, they love the game of basketball. Like when it's no friends when we on the floor. Mm-hmm. When I come on the floor, I'm trying to come at your head, and then after the game, if we cool, we'll dap it up. But you're right though. Like right now, Dallas is on top. But I will say the 25 and 26 class in Houston
supposed to be really good. Supposed to be really good. What I heard.
Supposed
to be really good. Well, I think I was looking at this probably maybe a week ago. If I remember correctly, in 6A, 5A, 4A, 3A, maybe 2A, Dallas has a number one and number 2 teams in the state.
Yeah.
No, that's
crazy.
That's crazy,
insane,
dude.
Bro.
That's across the state, folks. So you folks that's listening, man, 6A, 5A, 4A, 3A, and I want to say possibly 2A. They have the number one for sure, and I want to say either at 2 as well. It's just like it's deep, man. 6A, you got Duncanville. What is Lake Highlands in that? That group. Allen is in that group. You got McKinney's up there. You got.
McKinney.
I mean, it's just on and on. Arlington something. I want to say Arlington Martin, maybe.
Oh yeah.
It's just so deep. And my God, Peanut King said Baltimore has the best basketball team in history. Dunbar from Baltimore. That's arguable. We can throw a team out here from Houston, the Willie Ridge Eagles from 2001. Arguable. Has a great group. I can't. Oh crap. Man, it's just, I mean, whatever floats your boat, you can argue it, man. Everybody can kind of pick their own thing. Duncanville has an argument as one of the best teams ever in the last 3 or 4 years. So whatever you want to kind of roll with, you can kind of pick and choose, man. But I've heard of that Dunbar school out there in Baltimore. But yeah, man, Allen's gonna be tough. McKinney. I think McKinney was awarded Duncanville's championship, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so they was awarded their state championship, and they should be playing with a chip on their shoulders because they can feel like they were cheated out of a certain state championship.
Yeah, their best player left though, so that's tough.
Yeah, I think they're still going to be
Kobe
good.
Walters. You're right about the rankings though, bro. Like Duncanville ranked number 1 in 6A, Kimball in 5A. Dallas Carter in 4A and Dallas Madison in 3A. That's insane.
Oh my God, dog! Come on, H-Town, man. I don't live there no more, but it's in my heart. It's forever in my heart and my veins. Come on, H-Town. Yeah, I gotta get it together, man. I can't be out. I couldn't even find my Astros hat, man. As I was trying, but I went out. I was at the bar Thursday night for game 5, man. I'm a Phillies fan. And what's crazy is right down the street, it's a Phillies bar and it's a Eagles, Phillies, and a Steelers bar. So I was up in there,
Really?
H-Town, yeah, weird. Out here in Dallas.
Bro, I was leaving the TSU J State game Saturday night, right when Game 6 was going on, and boy, downtown Houston was nuts.
That's what I was afraid of. If I'd have went, I probably got pissed. I know traffic was just stupid.
Oh man, bro, traffic was insane. I got out of there in time. Like when J State went up 41-14, I was like, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to figure it out.
3 national championships. Oh, there you go. That's.
I heard about that. I heard about that Dunbar school though. I heard about them.
That's hard to top. Man, I guess we can kind of go into players, man. And I remember texting you last year. It was the first game I was allowed to kind of film and do my highlights.
I'm sitting there.
I'm fresh to the Dallas scene. You know what I'm saying? I never really kept up with player rankings and stuff like that. Man, I get there and I'm filming the game, and I'm watching this kid, 6'4", 6'5" kid, long arms, young baby face. And he just, 1-2 dribbles, get to the side. I text you, I was like, man, I just watched this kid drop an easy 40. He's like, what school? Lake Highland. I tell you, he's like, what's his name? He told me, like, Trey Johnson. I'm like, yeah, that's him, man. So Trey Johnson turns out to be the number 1 player in the nation as far as a junior. And I had never, man, this kid, for folks who are listening, man, and I'm going to let Doug kind of go into his spiel, but the kid is really, really good, and I'm being generous with that really good thing, but I'll let you drop the superlatives on this young man.
That kid is special, bro. Like everything you see when you text me and say Lake Highlands, I already know. I was like, that's what you put on the show. Like that, like he looks so unassuming when he walk in the gym. Like you said, baby face, long, lanky, but when he get on the court, he's a bona fide killer, bro. TABC, he put on one of the best performances. I've been watching basketball a long time, bro. Yeah. I've been around a lot of good players. I've seen a lot of good players play. The performance he put on against Duncanville at TABC was one of the best I've ever seen in my life. Like, it was insane. Bro, it was the night after the NBA draft.
Mm-hmm.
So you had Bruce Pearl and what's my guy at Baylor? Oh my God, he gonna kill me.
Scott Drew.
Scott Drew.
Yep.
They're front row watching
Yeah.
this dude play.
I was sitting up
Mind
at the
you,
top.
the night before they had lottery picks the night before. Trey Johnson left them dudes speechless that night, bro. That's how good he was. Like the kid is a pro, man. God willing, he doesn't get injured.
Yeah.
He'll be hearing his name called in the draft in a few years.
Yeah, man. And I hate giving the label to kids, but man, he's a pro.
Yeah, I hate giving that pro label. I'd never do it. But that dude?
Yeah, man. The only other kid I've ever given a pro label to was De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox. Me too.
De'Aaron Fox. And I was just like, the dude was I mean, Shaston's calling box office because every time, you know what's so crazy about De'Aaron Fox? He might be the most highly decorated player in his school history for sure, but in Texas history, they never won a state championship. That's tough.
He had some tough losses in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, he did.
He had some tough losses. They lost to Clear Creek that year, and then he ran into the Kendrick Davis show his senior year. Nah, man. That Trey Johnson, bro.
Trey Johnson a bad fault. He's a bad as Reggie Rankin, and used to come down for season opener and other thing, but he's now with the Golden State Warriors scout. He used to say, man, that's a bad moment. And y'all look, go to my channel. Y'all folks is in here, man. Go to my channel. I have a video. Trey Johnson and Lake Highlands High School. Just easy.
And if you're around when he playing, go watch him play. It's definitely worth the price of admission for sure.
Yeah,
he's gonna leave you with a show.
They coach is cool as hell, man. He's already emailed him the other day. He's like, yeah, man, you're more than welcome to come back. Just let me know whatever game you want to come.
They got a pretty good team too, man.
Yeah, their guard play has gotten so much better.
Yeah.
And I was watching them last year during that game, and then I saw them play against Richardson last year, where Trey Johnson was going up against the kid that's at Kentucky now.
Casey
Wallace. Like, handling his business. As a sophomore. But their guard play has gotten so much better, a little bit of guard, but playing well, and then they lose the kid to, I want to say, Sunrise Christian Academy. What's his name? Is it K? He was a sophomore last year. Maybe he's a freshman. No, he's a freshman last year. What is that kid's name? Had a really good summer too. He played in the TABC event, but then he transferred to Sunrise Christian Academy, I believe. But I mean, they're still going to be good. The big kid, I believe, is going to.
Yeah, he's going to Ivy League school.
Like Howard or something like that. He going Samson. He going Samson. He going get with the 40-year plan. He trying to go get. I want to say it's like it might be Harvard.
I think it is Harvard.
I want to say it's Harvard. They're still gonna be good, and Coach Duffield over there does a good job with that group, man. But
they got them ranked number 4 in the state to start the season. So
and they lost a key kid, man. That I mean, I know coaches hate to have that, man, but you can't stop a kid from leaving.
Yeah,
you can try to, but not in that.
You're going to Yale.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's the same thing. But yeah, man, y'all make sure y'all go check out Trey Johnson. We talked about Jared Harris as his AAU coach tried to put them on the same level, and I just don't think I don't think it's any comparison, man. Like
it's not, and I love Jared Harris. Jared Harris is like a little brother to me, but I'll tell Jared Harris in his face that he's not Trey Johnson.
Oh my God! And Trey Johnson has gotten stronger. It's going to be tough. I wouldn't be surprised because of the guard play has gotten so much better. I wouldn't be surprised that he leads the country in scoring. I mean, not the country, the state in scoring.
But
because the guard play has just gotten so much better, and
And he get it so easy.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't work hard at all. He doesn't work hard at all. And one kid that I did see at the TABC event, which was it was in a small gym, and I'm like, man, I ain't seen this school since I was in high school. Since I had a dude by the name of Golden Triangle. This kid named dreads, long dreads, athletic, strong. He don't look big, but he's strong. Athletic as hell by the name of Ashton Simmons.
Yeah, from Beaumont Westbrook.
Beaumont Westbrook, man. I got him at 5'5". I want to say it's 5'5" in the city or the greater Houston area.
Yeah, bro. He gave up football. He was a receiver. Mm-hmm. Getting some Big 12 love, stuff like that, but he followed those basketball dreams, and it's paying off, man. That dude is a killer. He had 28 against Beaumont United at the Super 16, and it was a mean 28. Like yo, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you feel every one of these 28 points, and they beat Beaumont United too. So that was a good win. But now Ashton Simmons, man, he got it all. He can shoot it. Try to shoot it a little bit better, but you're not stopping him from getting to the rim. He got a nice little mid range. Tough, strong, athletic. He played with them dreads, so it looked like he playing with his hair on fire.
Mm-hmm. So. He's definitely a slasher, man. I seen him. Yeah, seen him get up and get a rebound. I was like, oh, now that you mentioned that, that football background, it definitely makes sense. Definitely makes sense. And another kid I got right behind him, who I ain't even gonna mention it, but one of his handlers, I guess you could say, was kind of killing me last year at one of the events, man. But Chris McDermott, 6'6", 6'7", he's a double walking.
Yeah, he roll out the bed with a double.
Yeah, and I want to see more from him as far as, again, he gets a double because he's the biggest guy on his team for the most part. But I want to see a little bit more of the motor increasing this year. When you're a young kid, sometimes you just don't know, or you might be afraid to make mistakes. The seniors get on you, this and that. Even when you're more talented than maybe said senior, when you're a sophomore or freshman on the team, you still kind of timid sometimes about making a mistake. So now he's a junior. Chris McDermott at Booker T. Washington. What are your expectations of him?
I'm with you, man. I just want to see him take the next step. We know he can fill up the stat sheet, but I want to see him dominate a game, like to where his motor's running the whole time. He's like, when you have man, he's the best player on the floor by far. And he's gonna have to do that against Faith Family, because of the size. He's gonna have to come out there and be that guy. So, he can shoot it a little bit, rebound. But like you said, it's his motor. If he gets a consistent motor, he's gonna be tough.
Chris McDermott, man, his one of his so-called, they was claiming to be one of his handlers, I guess you can say. I don't want to use the word handler. One of his family members was killing me on the side.
Oh, you must be talking about the ref.
I don't know if it's a referee or not. He might not be refereeing that day. Also, this one kid, I've been out of Houston almost going on a year and a half. Man, I've never heard of this kid.
It's been that long?
Yeah, man, I've been gone, dude. This kid here, I guess he's kind of grown into one of those dudes, and kind of it's funny when you see those kids that light click on, like, okay, man, I can really do this thing. But this young man, y'all got him at 2 in the 2023 class, signed with Houston by the name of JoJo Tugler. Now, you're gonna have to school me on this kid. I've never, I don't know nothing about him.
Last summer I'm watching a Houston Defenders Rise game, like not the main Defenders team, but the Rise team. And this kid out there is just blocking everything, rebounding everything, and I'm like, yo, who is this? They're like, man, that's Joseph Tugler. He go to South Falls. I'm like, well, why isn't he on the main team? And they told me why, but bro, you talking about dude who motor never stops, like. He's the perfect fit for U of H.
I was just about to say, he sounds like a Kelvin Sampson guy.
He's the perfect fit for U of H, bro. So he's a rebounding machine. He blocks shots. He has hands that could palm a bus transmission. He could shoot mid-range. He was making plays off the dribble at the Super 16. And I'm like, yo, this getting scary now, bro. Like, because most of the time he was just an energy guy, just getting rebounds and block shots, but he's doing everything else now. That's why I say that Beaumont United South Falls game is going to be a lot closer than people think. But just based off of him.
Yeah.
He's the perfect U of H player.
Game changer. Yeah, perfect U of H. Kind of like from what I hear, he's more athletic than what Fabian was. And
way more athletic. And he has a 7'3" wingspan.
No, that's crazy, dog. That's crazy. There's nothing you can do with that, man. Nothing you can do with that.
He has a 7'3" wingspan, so I love him, man.
Another kid that kind of caught my eye, and I heard about him like pretty much all summer as I peek in on Twitter almost every now and then. I'm not a big Twitter guy. I'm trying to make sure I click on Twitter almost every single day. Played with Texas Takeover Elite with Ned and them over there. What's his name? Keanu. It's a Keanu Dawes out of Stratford, man. It's rare that Stratford gets anybody of a type of player. So about 6'7.5", 6'8", just committed to Rice.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on this young man?
Man, Keanu has a lot. His best basketball is 2-3 years ahead of him. He's just scratching the surface, bro. He's gonna be really good. Long, can make plays, can dribble it, can shoot it a little bit. Plays kind of stiff, so you know what I'm saying, he needs to get a little more wiggle in this game. But that's a big pickup for Rice, man. That's probably one of Rice's biggest commitments in a long time. Because he was down to BYU, Utah, schools like that. And because he's from Utah.
Rice is in what? WAC?
Rice is in Conference USA now, but they're moving to the American. I think they're moving to the American Conference when U of H and all of them leave.
They need something, man. I forget about Rice. That's how crazy he is, man. And folks be on my stream on them Jackson State games, and they're asking about like why PV and Houston get some of these H-Town kids, like surrounding areas like U of H is doing in the basketball realm. And I told him, I was like, man, that's one thing that Coach Sampson and his coaching staff has done tremendously was probably get the number one player, number two player in the surrounding area from Houston to stay in Houston. But a lot of times there are some coaches who just won't recruit kids from Houston because it's too close to home. Like TSU, like it's Prairie View. Like, okay, man, I'm gonna go home. It's 35 minutes, 40 minutes, especially if you live, closer out west on that side of town. 35 minutes. But I was like, man, you gotta understand, Houston, you got Texas Southern, U of H, right across the street from each other. Then Rice is 7-8 minutes another direction. You got the University of Houston Christian now. I think there's just
Houston Christian
no longer HBU. Like and then you got Prairie View not too far out. So it's tough. Then Lamar is an hour 15 minutes away.
Sam Houston.
So you picking Stephen F. Austin. You picking all these kids. It's hard, man. It's hard. So they don't really understand. But it's gonna take some coaches to kind of change their mindset. Because I remember when I was in school, like Texas Southern kind of was recruitment, and my high school coach did some crazy stuff. But I remember when I was in school, man, they always had kids from like New York, PV especially, like New York, Iowa, and stuff like that, because they get these kids that are away from home, not used to the Houston culture. And for folks who don't understand that Houston culture, it'll drag you. It'll suck you in, and you can't get out. It'll suck you in, you can't get out. So it's a lot of these kids it's good for them to get away, man. And one of my favorite kids, and I hate that he ever came back. And I knew it was going to happen because of COVID. And I told him, I texted him, I said, do not bring your buddy home back to Conroe. I got Jay Lewis, man. Jay Lewis is another kid who can just kind of fall out the bed and give you 40. For folks on Jay Lewis gave Quentin Grimes.
So good.
Quentin Grimes is a point guard for the Knicks now. U of H, had a big conference player of the year. Drafted by the Knicks at like 24, 25 or something. Jay Lewis gave Quentin Grimes 50 every time they played.
Every time he played.
Every time he played him. And he came back home during COVID. I haven't talked to him in a while, so I don't know what he was doing, man. But that was a tough one for me to swallow because I told him, do not come home and wait, just stay away. But that Houston culture, it would drag you down. We can get ready to kind of close it out. I just want to get your final. I guess I don't even want to go. You gave me Beaumont United, I think, to come out of Houston. I think you did. Fort Bend Marshall or somebody else that you mentioned. So just give me a team that you believe was going to get the state. Not win it, but get the state. You can go 6A, Silsbee. Silsbee is in the 4A, right?
Silsbee's in 4A. So I'm gonna give you my picks. 6A, I'm going Beaumont United. 5A, I'm gonna in Region 3. Since this is the trick. Region 3, you have Colleen Ellison in Region 3 now.
That's stupid.
And Lufkin.
Shout out to Lufkin, man. Hey,
Yeah.
they didn't build the program out there. Shout out to Lufkin.
Absolutely. But those two are my dark horses. But if I had to pick a Houston area team, it will be Marshall. And then 4A, I'm gonna go with Silsbee. But don't sleep on Yates.
JY, man. JY ain't been back. They ain't been back to the promised land in a minute.
But they got some good young talent on that team, man.
That's how crazy. Like that's how much things have changed. We didn't even mention JY.
JY, bro, that would have been the top of the conversation.
Top of the conversation. They didn't even mention Jack Gates, man. For folks who ain't never heard of Jack Gates, legendary Houston basketball school. Didn't even mention Jack Gates. Good Lord, that's crazy. And then finally, I guess, let's see. Greater Houston Player of the Year and State Player of the Year. 6A, 5A, 4A.
Greater Houston Player of the Year. I'm gonna go Jaland Lowe and 5A. You want me to do per class?
Yeah, 6A, 5A, 4A.
6A. I'm gonna go JoJo Tugler in 6A. I'm gonna go JoJo Tugler in 6A. Jaland Lowe, 5A. And then 4A, I'm going to go Kenneth Lewis.
Where is he at?
Kenneth Lewis is at Booker T. Washington, the one that committed to prison.
Okay, gotcha. So there's your 3. And then just throwing it out, the State Player of the Year. I mean, I know it's a lot to dissect, man. Anything can happen. You know, we usually only keep up with San Antonio.
I'm going Trey Johnson, man.
Trey Johnson.
I'm going Trey Johnson, man.
Trey Johnson, Gatorade Player of the Year in Texas.
Yeah, man. I'm going Trey Johnson, man.
Oh, man. I want y'all folks to understand, man. It's very rare. Like, I get excited about watching a kid, man, because, you know, I'm grown now, man. Even when I was in school, man, the only person that just kind of awed me before I got to play him was TJ Ford. But only once I got on the court, I was cool playing against him. But like before I got to play him, when he was a junior and I was a sophomore, I'm like, damn, man, that Negro's good. Then the other player that kind of awed me was Carmelo Anthony. I saw him play at the Nike National. I was like, dog, Carmelo Anthony let me know I had no chance of being a high-level basketball player, dude. He literally let me know by me watching him play at the Nike Nationals and at the Campbell Center, which is, you know, Rcssports is hosting their season opener. A lot of history in that building. It used to be where the Campbell Center, you had to go through the Campbell Center to get to state. That's how much history that is. But Carmelo Anthony was playing against, who the hell are they playing? A team out of California.
Hassan Adams,
Westchester. They're playing against Westchester.
And Trevor Ariza.
Like, Carmelo Anthony literally made everybody else seem like they were a 2-star athlete. When Oak Hill, Carmelo playing at Oak Hill, there's 5 stars all across the board there. he made his teammates look they were like a 2-star athlete, 1-star athlete. And Hassan Adams everybody was here hyping about this dude. And when I say Carmelo Anthony, like he literally just how he plays now. I mean, he's not in the league anymore, but he literally played like that at 17, 18 years old. Like, and I'm like, bro, like I don't know if Hoop Jargon's still in there. I'm like, bro, like, dog, we looking at each other. Everybody looking like, nah, man, this ain't it.
Yeah, bro, he was out there destroying people.
It was unbelievable, man. But there it is, man. We got Doug Jones. Probably need to maybe get it like a mid-season review, probably around right after Christmas or somewhere in there before district play starts. So we'll get it back going. Man, any closing thoughts? Tell them how they can find you, Twitter handle, all that other good stuff.
Oh man, appreciate you for having me on, bro. Man, my Twitter handle is at DJones8301 on Twitter and Instagram. So man, just follow me. I'll be updating all kind of high school basketball stuff. Hopefully, my Panthers come through this weekend and beat Pine Bluff, man. trying to get back to the SWAC championship game, man. Trying to run it back, man.
Y'all couldn't have gotten a better scenario than to
bro. I'm so nervous about this Mississippi Valley State game, though, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Valley got them a win, man. Pine Bluff was looking for that first win in conference, so who knows?
They beat us last year at Prairie View.
That's tough. That's tough, man.
Yeah, so
I don't know, man. Yeah, that's what it is. I might take a little snippet of that, your comfort. I mean, your Houston Players of the Year, and snip that out and put it on Twitter and see what folks say.
Yeah.
So, man, appreciate you coming through. We're definitely gonna do it again, and man, y'all have a good night. Make sure y'all get down to Houston, the M.O. Campbell Center season opener. 20, something like that, man.
Yeah,
y'all make sure y'all get to that.
Rolling.
And as we take it out, man, y'all have a good one. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. Oh, can't find my closing. Peace.